Hello everyone, welcome back to A Guy Called Henry. I've got my morning coffee here in Australia. It's now, 11 a.m. And I've just got up and the first thing I did was watch the Manny Pacquiao against Rukiya Anpo highlights. I heard that Pacquiao was fighting in an exhibition, but I didn't quite realise that it was last night. And I just wanted to do a quick reaction video to it, guys, because, Pacquiao is one of my all-time favorite boxers. He's one of the guys that made me fall in love with the sport. You know, what a brilliant, brilliant career he had. Something like 8 division world champion. You know, he was coming over to America and knocking everybody out. He got put in there in that last-minute fight against Ladwaba, and then the rest was history. He's gone on and had, just the most insane career. When he retired against Ugas, I think we all knew that was the right moment. It was the right thing to do. A prime Manny Pacquiao would have destroyed Ugas, even though he had that win against Keith Thurman, which was startling just before that. And, after that Mayweather fight, the fact he was still able to go on and have a pretty good career as a champion was unbelievable. I know that he fought a few names in there that you would have expected a Pacquiao to beat, but he definitely was past his best for quite a long time. That sort of 2009, 2010 Pacquiao was absolutely unbelievable. Just the speed, the athleticism, the power that he carried for a man of his size. It was unbelievable. The amount of punches he'd throw in a fight. He was just this irresistible force. I'll never forget what he did to Cotto. I'll never forget what he did to Margarito. Just the way he absolutely battered these guys. In a much higher weight class than he was natural for. Sip of coffee. And, what an amazing Hall of Fame career. Just a brilliant, brilliant fighter. So exciting to watch. To see him in the ring against Anpo last night. Guys, this is just not what you want. This is not what you want when a boxer's retired, especially one who's had a career like Pacquiao's. It's so depressing, to see him getting tagged regularly to sort of the athleticism. The athleticism's gone, guys. It's not there anymore. The speed is gone. He can still punch a bit. You could see there was moments where he was able to land some decent backhands on Anpo, but Anpo was tagging him regularly. And he's a young man. He's 28. He's in his physical prime. And, he's not even a natural boxer. He's a K1 champion, I believe, kickboxer. And it was just really sad to see. And, this is something that people regularly underestimate who are watching the sport, is the impact that fitness has, the impact that freshness has, that athleticism has. And, you can account for a lack of technical skills with sheer athleticism. And obviously Manny Pacquiao technically is very, very good. He's always lunged in. He's always had that tendency to lunge to cover the space. But because he was super athletic and fast and powerful, it was okay. He could get away with it. That was why he got knocked out in that Marquez 4 fight, because he did lunge in, did have that tendency to lunge in. A good counterpuncher could eventually get to him. But, the point of this video is just to say that, please, Manny, don't get in the ring again. And I just thought this whole thing it's just depressing. It's just depressing when you see it. You'll probably get guys like Jake Paul calling him out now that they've seen how much he's deteriorated with the name value that he carries. And I just don't want him to do it. I don't know what his financial situation is. I'm guessing it's not great. Or maybe he just can't let go of boxing. But the guy, how old is Pacquiao now? He's 45. And, for a heavyweight, that's old. And heavyweights tend to be able to have slightly longer careers because of the nature of the way that division works. But at 45 years old, there's no way you should be competing in a ring as a welterweight. It's not something I want to see. I don't think it's something any of us want to see. And I'm not going to say it tarnishes his career, because I have the perspective of somebody who followed him and watched some of his greatest moments, his greatest fights. But if you're a new fan coming to the sport, you've heard about the great Manny Pacquiao, you don't quite understand how important it is to be physically fresh. You're going to be disappointed. It's like when Mayweather had that weird exhibition against Logan Paul and somehow, didn't clear. I mean, he won. He would have won if he was scoring it, but Logan Paul had too many moments in a fight like that. I mean, he didn't land many clean shots, but Mayweather wasn't able to have his way with him. I think Mayweather thought he'd go in there and stop him quite easily. But again, athleticism, size, physicality, they're all really important factors in boxing. And this is a lesson. It's that classic cliche in boxing: Father Time waits for no one, not even the greats. And I just really hope we don't see Pacquiao in the ring again now. And I hate these exhibitions. It's a complete circus. The only one I've seen that was, that kind of did itself justice was the Ngannou one, where he came over and, he had a good competitive fight with Tyson Fury, who, just, what do we say about him? He's done enough. He's done enough in his own career to have his happiness and his achievements and his money and all that sort of thing. And he didn't take it seriously, and he came in and he just messed around, and he wasn't ready for that fight, and Ngannou was a lot better than we thought. And I actually think there's some heavyweights he could beat. He looks average. He looks decent. We saw it with, as well, McGregor coming over against Mayweather. I do believe that Mayweather just sort of went safety first in that fight. He was like, I can drain this guy. He doesn't know how to do these 3-minute rounds, and I can knock him out and look good. And I think he could have outboxed him. I think he could have not been. I know that he would have been touched if he decided that was how he wanted to do it, but he did it the way he did it. I'm just not a fan of these crossover fights. I think, for the integrity of a sport, you really want guys to go through the ranking system. You want them to earn their shot at titles. Of course, if a fighter's older, then fine. If people want to go make their money, no problem. I'm just saying, I don't love them. It's not really for me. Rest assured, when Jake Paul finally fights, if he finally fights an actual active professional who's in the top 10 of a governing body, best be sure I'll be watching it and reacting to it, because I want to see just how far off it he actually is. Because he can kind of fight, he's okay, but yeah, enough of these old legends coming back. I'm sure he made a few quid for the performance, a few dollars, a few bucks, whatever you want to call it, a few P's. So I'm pleased for his bank account, but he was getting tagged pretty clean, and I just don't want to see it again. So Manny, please don't come back again. Please retire. Do what you want, of course, but this is just my take, my perspective. I would love it for you if you could just go and retire now. Go and enjoy your political career. Don't do stuff like this. It's just depressing. I don't want to see someone who was so great looking so tired and slow, and his physical deterioration is there for all to see. Anyway, guys, please like this video if you enjoyed my thoughts. Please subscribe to my channel, and on to the next one.